Yo, what's up? What's going on? It's Lugo back again with Fat to Fit. Day 62. Today I did some back, biceps, and rear delts. And I dropped 4 pounds from yesterday. Kind of like I expected. I got really rehydrated. And I assume I dropped 4 pounds of what was water weight. And I'm hoping that I drop around 3 tomorrow. So I get back down to 310. Um, But aside from the water retention going down again, I had a really good workout today. Um, I hit deadlifts first, and I did what is this? This is 264 or 120 kilos on the stiff bar, and these deadlifts are feeling easier and easier every week, which is nice because I've been taking 10-pound jumps every week. Um, and I only started deadlifting again maybe like a month ago. I forget if it was on week 7 or if it was on week 8. And I started like at 225, 235. But my lower back and my erectors feel insanely strong. And I accredit that to, even though I wasn't deadlifting, I was hinging. I was doing good mornings and RDLs, and I had to pretty much take out good mornings because my hamstrings by the last day of my training week were cooked, and so were my erectors from RDLs. So I had to just uh, remove good mornings completely, just because it was just too much for my lower back and hamstrings, and prioritize recovery. And I'm still feeling very strong when it comes to these deadlifts. And I feel like I set my hips well. My hips weren't rising. Uh, and it felt good. Form felt good. The fucking bar kept like tilting. It was kind of making me mad, but ended up being all right. Did some of these leg raises after. I've been really enjoying the ab work, especially leg raises, making my back feel good, my core feel really, really strong. And then I moved on to some barbell rows, which these felt pretty good. I don't know if I got as much of a stretch as I would like on these. But I felt really strong. Definitely was the the shoes, the tennis shoes last week that made me feel weird. Because I kept my, my flat shoes on for these, and it felt really, really strong. I don't I think I'm like to 155 on these rows. I was looking for something to stand on because I know we used to have a wooden box, or like not a wooden box. What is it called? I don't remember what it's called. It's like for block pulls, but we used to have it, and I think they broke it, so we don't have it anymore. So I'm gonna have to use 25 still to get a nice stretch on these. But I moved on to lat pull downs, and I actually did 3 sets this week instead of two, and then I moved 2 sets to my next exercise. But these felt strong. I really felt like I was in good control here. I did 160 for 10 or 9 or something. But I really felt like I was controlling it well. Back up, which is nice because usually I kind of heave and then let it ride up. But I was letting it stretch a lot, really controlling it, and it felt good. I haven't done a good pull down where I actually feel my lat stretching out in a while. Just because when I was doing it at home, it was kind of rough because I couldn't get it up high enough. The cable didn't go high enough, but luckily, the towers we have at the gym, we have 2 towers that are really tall. And I'm not the tallest person, but I have, like, I would say pretty long arms for my, stature, being 5'9" and a half. I have longish arms, so my reach goes up pretty high when it comes to pull downs, and, I'm just glad I could get a nice stretch and really just a full rep from the top. But my back is feeling insane right now. I got a really good pump, which is, kind of crazy, kind of not, just because I'm pretty sure my glycogen stores are pretty filled up from the food that I had for the last few days. But I'm feeling strong. And then I moved on to these dumbbell rows where I was trying to rev the lawnmower, I guess if you will, and like pull really deep into my hip and let it pull forward and stretch. And I kind of had to turn my head to really get a nice, good stretch when I was like letting my arm hang forward and then rev it back, pull it back to my hip. And it felt really good. I was really hesitant to start doing dumbbell rows on this day because I'm already doing deadlifts, I'm doing bent rows, and then after dumbbell rows, I'm doing power shrugs. So I was like, my erectors are going to be fried. But so far after this day, when I do squats, the day after, they haven't been too bad. Um, but we'll see tomorrow. I only did 2 sets, so I'm hoping that my erectors don't get that fried from this, but I'll have to see because I might have to move some stuff over if I'm getting my erectors fried because that is a lot of like free range movement for my lower back and it might just start affecting my squat days. But I'm excited for the new exercises tomorrow on leg day as well. Uh, Everything on here felt nice. I think I might have been too upright and vertical, maybe lean a little bit more, but it felt good. I felt contracted in my lower lat and really let it stretch out hard at the bottom, which is one thing I think people don't do enough when they're doing dumbbell rows. Like you should let it stretch and ride forward and really fully stretch your scapula and your lat. Because to me, that's the real purpose of a dumbbell row. It's if you're gonna heave it and like do like a croc row or some super momentum dumbbell row, that's fine. But at least let it rock forward and stretch before you pull it back again. And I think that that's really gonna destroy your back and your lats. But this was fun. I haven't done dumbbell rows in so long, and I really just like doing these what I would call meat and potatoes movements, where they're just basic back movements that are just going to get you huge. And I like the contrast between doing these on my first day and then doing more machine stuff on the second day to kind of preserve my lower back after doing a lot of stuff on this day and then RDLs on the second day. Um, and we'll see if I need to go back to doing a lower lat like a cable row instead of dumbbell row if my erectors get fried, but did some power shrugs and then I did some rear delt flies with like 100. I could have controlled these more, but I was really focused on driving my elbows behind my body and really trying to get my rear delt activated. And I was kind of using a little bit of momentum here, but I did control them better on the down sets. It was just hard because I was like trying to swing my arm back so hard to really get a nice rear delt contraction, and it felt good. Um, at this point, I was just kind of fried in my workout, and I was trying to put in forth a lot more effort into my arms. I really enjoy this preacher curl, and on this day, I did this first movement originally was dumbbell incline curls, which I really do enjoy as a movement. But I noticed, especially after a push day, uh, my push day being yesterday, and going into this one, I was getting some weird shoulder feeling doing dumbbell incline curls and like trying to get really high reps. It was kind of just making my front delt feel weird and I didn't like it. So I kind of opted to have something like this dumbbell preacher curl where it is still single arm, uh, and it's really forcing me to drive my tricep back into the pad and use more of my bicep and really get a nice stretch at the bottom. And it really eliminates any possibility for front delt like impingement or activation on this. And this is kind of my first prime movement for biceps, kind of get my biceps really pumped and going. And I'm gonna keep doing it. I can't really do dumbbell incline curl anymore. It's not that I'm getting too strong. It's just it doesn't feel good anymore. It felt good initially, but I think with my pressing moving up a lot and getting really strong and pressing, and now that I'm getting pretty sore after that first day of the week, and then moving into this, it just feels I don't want to risk it. There's no reason. especially when I could do a movement that feels better and I know works. And now that I have an actual preacher bench where I can really stretch my arm out at the bottom and get a good, nice contraction, uh, yeah, there's really no point, and this is pretty fucking boring. I'm being honest. Like watching 15-pound preacher curls is not very enticing. And I forgot to get a bicep pick. I really wanted to get one because my arms felt insane, especially after doing easy curls. And then I tied it in with some reverse curls. But I just forgot. There was surprisingly a good amount of people, like 4 or 5 here, and I kind of just didn't want to take up a mirror, potentially block somebody from the dumbbell section. So I was just like, whatever. I'm just gonna do my stuff and be done here. But I moved into these easy curls, and I'm really liking these. What I'm trying to do is jam my elbows in and like kind of push my triceps into my body so that I don't really use a lot of letting my arms and shoulders drift forward and kind of like push down and back into myself. And I feel like it's worked because I feel my triceps or my biceps a lot more in these, and there's not a huge amount of movement except for at the top when I'm intentionally bringing my arms up to uh to really contract my biceps pretty hard. Um, and it definitely is feeling really nice. But there's not much else really to say other than training is going very well. I feel like my body weight is going to go down, especially since I really do have to lock back in because where I want to be and where I'm at right now, I'm pretty behind on my weight loss. Like next week I was supposed to be 298 and I'm sitting at 313, and I was on track and I was lower, and then I had a few days where it was just really bad and I shot to 317. Um so I really have to lock in and kind of bring the calories down a little bit. Not to get fully back on track because I don't think that it's going to be that good if I really try to shoot down that much, but to at least get within 5 pounds of that. So 298. I would like to be at 303, 304 at least. Um, but I think even if I'm there, it's not that bad. And it might seem like kind of terrible because I'm going from 317 to 298 within a week or 2 weeks, but most of the, like, 6 pounds that I was holding were water anyway, or what is it? Because I was 309, uh, 310, 17. It was, like, 8 pounds, but it was all just water. Like, it was really all just water, so my real weight is, like, 309. So going from 309 to 298 is not it's not bad, and, given that I'm not losing a ton of strength, I think it's fine, especially to get back on track, but I am gonna have to drop my calories a good amount, and really just keep my activity level the same, or I could even keep my calories the same and drive my activity level up, whichever one that I feel like doing at the moment. But so far performance hasn't been stifled really. And then on top of that, I didn't really like get good sleep tonight. I was kind of just up, kind of restless, uh, doing some stuff, calculating my macros, and then workout stuff, and it kind of just led me down this hole where I was just up for an extra 3 or 4 hours, and then I fell asleep pretty late. Slept about 2 hours, but I did sleep earlier in the day because I was tired, and the AC was hitting, so I kind of just conked out earlier in the day. So I did get probably around total 5 hours, 6 hours maybe, kind of broken, very spaced apart, but. I've noticed that sleep doesn't really dictate my performance until I start to really get down in weight. Neither are the calories really, because I have so much extra body fat right now that I can kind of deal with low energy, and low food intake because it just kind of pulls more. But yes, I'm locking in. Everything's gonna go well, and I'm looking forward to hitting a new low soon. If you enjoyed the video, please consider leaving a like, a comment, or a subscribe. and I'll see you tomorrow for day 63 and leg training.